I need a lot of love today because this is a hard job, so I need lots of nodding and feedback. So are we all here and happy? Yes? All ready to have some fun? Yes? Have some fun? Yeah, good. Thank you, Phil, for the warm welcome. So I'm going to talk a little bit about today and also a little bit about where Zifo is interested and looking at in terms of new things, emerging trends. And the whole day today as well is about getting your insights and thoughts on new trends that you're seeing and things that are really affecting you in what you do in your business. So I'm the science geek, I'm the science guy, and so the other part of Zifo's message is around the fact that we're science-led. This image actually was created by, can anybody guess? Yes. So what's new in science? We've got a number of things. Oh, I'm going to go too far away from the booth. As informatics, as data, as process people within the science-driven organizations, we're all kind of inundated, overwhelmed with these thousands of different infrastructures, platforms, environments, the types of data that we have to manage on a day-to-day basis. And so, you know, even just thinking about that made me very tired in terms of putting that together. But if you think about that as a complexity that underpins science, which is complex, complicated, then you can understand why some of us have sleepless nights and we worry about these things. So, you know, what I'd like to get you to think about now, and some of the trends that we're thinking about, is how can we understand the trends? How can we develop knowledge? How can we leverage the trends in our day-to-day business to really have an impact on the business? So there's a number of upward trends, there's a number of sideways trends, and then a number of downward trends. And so the ones that we're interested in today are the upwards. So the first one is around the explosion of new modalities. Modalities, we're looking at not just the biologics as a generic term, where we're talking about antibody drug conjugates. They've been around for quite a while, but the impact of cell and gene therapies on our industries and on our life is significant. You know, we're no longer can we take 10 years to go from product ideation to delivering it to the patient. We've got to do it in 5 to 7 days. And so that is driving innovation, it's driving change, which is also kind of coming back into the other parts of science and development technologies. Next one, obviously we can't come to an informatics or a data event without mentioning AI, without mentioning large language models. And so these are beginning to have an impact, I would say, from where we're seeing. But there's still a lot of worry, still a lot of confusion about exactly how do we leverage these technologies in the different parts of our business, whether it's in research, whether it's in development, manufacturing, clinical, sales, post-sales. There is a place, I believe, for these technologies, but using them carefully and with insight into how they may get things wrong sometimes. So I've learned recently about what they call hallucinations with AI and machine learning, which is very interesting. I actually was doing neural net-based predictions of chemical properties 35 years ago. So this technology isn't new, but these are images that were both generated by AI. And if you look at it from a long way away, so maybe the people at the back, you go, oh, look at that, they look beautiful. They do look beautiful, right? But when you look very closely, I don't know what a conical trial is. Yeah? I don't know what manufacturing is. I don't know what biology is. Yeah? So whilst the imagery may be nice. The details are perhaps not quite there. And this was just to highlight the kind of, we have to be really careful with these technologies. We have to be really aware of what we're doing. But used in the right way, I believe that they can have a significant impact. The next thing is around digital twin. And again, whilst this has been quite prevalent in the manufacturing space, and Zifo works within the manufacturing QC space, we're also seeing how can we build understanding and twins of maybe things further back into development and into research. Not an easy task, because research by its nature is very diverse, it's very innovative, and trying to build a model and map that is perhaps quite hard. But maybe at the macro level, we can start to look at how information, data, process, and technology can all play a role in understanding what's actually going on and simulate and then predict how to change that. This one, I don't know if anybody can work out what this is. This is a bit kind of off the wall. I don't know. Anybody got any ideas what this could be? Any ideas? Ooh, close, close. I'm doing a bit of coaching now. This is what I do with my kids when I'm coaching them, is try and get them to engage with me as well. So I need lots of smiles. So this one is actually around quantum compute. So again, it's been around for a while. We're seeing the impact and potential impact of quantum computing. And really, when I distill it down for me, what it means is we can do things really, really fast, that we probably are intractable currently with our current compute capabilities. So simulation is perfect for quantum because it can explore all different parts of the phase space, whatever phase space you're interested in, whether it's molecular dynamics or even the traveling salesman problem of where there are many, many different routes to get to an endpoint. Quantum can explore all of those simultaneously. So it is coming through, and there's a lot of work moving forward. And the final thing is sustainability. The sustainability, particularly for those organizations, I know the larger, that's me thinking about this evening, larger organizations have very, very dedicated and discrete ambitions and goals with sustainability, green, environmental elements. And I don't know if you know, Eli Lilly were running very many years ago a green chemistry project, almost 15, 20 years ago. And so those elements are also impacting how we think about delivery in our organizations from IT and informatics and data and also the wider manufacturing environments. So these are all things that we have to consider, as well as that complexity. You remember the complexity I put up there? We have all of these other things that are coming in and impacting what we could do and what we are doing. So what I invite you to do today is think about things in two ways. Sometimes we have complicated things. Rocket science is complicated because it's physics. We can predict, we can get the man to the moon, we can get the spacecraft wherever it is. So rocket science is complicated because we can actually understand it. On the other side, the complex problems are the ones that involve us. Love. Love is a complex problem because whilst we can try and boil it down to, pharmacological impacts and all sorts of things, it also involves people. And so whilst we look at often the technology and the data and the process, those are often complicated problems because we can define those. It's when we add in the organization, the people, that they become complex. So we all know change is hard. But so when you're talking, maybe think about, is that a complicated problem or is it a complex problem? And then discuss and have an idea or think some thoughts about that. Wrong one. So today. Thank you again to all of our speakers. I'll be introducing them as we go through, but we've tried to plot a path, a story arc, if you like, of looking at how different things impact our science and how we do our daily work. So we've got elements that will look at scientific process. We've got elements that will look at the data, semantics, all kind of cool stuff like that. We've got some things to talk about scientific organization. How do we gear up and get ready for all of those new things and the change that is inevitably occurring? And finally, the last part is the technology. And I know myself, we often think and we go to technology first, but actually there's all of these other things that we should consider, think about, and discuss as part of our delivery of our science enablement environments. So the last one. So today, again, thank you for all of our sponsors, and some of them will get up and do a little 2-minute brief ahead of some of the breaks and things. But today's is geared, we've given shorter time maybe than normal. You might say, oh, I've only got 20 minutes to speak. Actually, it's long enough. And 10 minutes for questions, because what we want is this to be an environment where we ask questions, we get answers, or maybe it just sparks another discussion, and we take those out into the coffee breaks or into the lunch breaks. We've given slightly longer coffee breaks for people to engage, to do the things that Phil was saying, where we can pull the networks together and get people talking about those different topics. There was a slight change. So if you look at the paper copy, it's not quite right, because as with any organization, it changes at the last minute. So thank you very much for those people that have stepped in to help us with that. And I'll let you know who that is as we go through the day. So jam-packed day, lots of different topics, but they are on that story arc of process, data, organization, and technology. And then try and bring in some of those trends. So thanks again to everyone for joining us. And now we move on to our